I would start the chapter Money. This chapter comes a little later part, in the later part of the syllabus, but as this chapter is one of the easiest chapters in the whole syllabus, so let me cover it uh, in this session as far as possible. Firstly, the definition of money. Money is defined as anything that is widely accepted as a medium of exchange, and it acts as a measure of value, MEASURE, measure, as a measure of value, store of value, and also acts as a standard of deferred payments. I repeat the definition of money. Money is defined as anything that is widely accepted as a medium of exchange, and it acts as a measure of value, store of value, and also as a standard of deferred payments. Now let me go into the details of this definition, and each and every part let me explain. Firstly, it is said that money is widely accepted, universally accepted by all as a medium of exchange. Now when we say medium of exchange, it means if we exchange money, if we give money, then we can get whatever we like. If we have the required amount of money, if we can pay the required amount of money, then whatever we like, we want, we can get. So this is because money has the general purchasing power, the general ability or purchasing power to buy something. That is why it is said that money can be used as a universally accepted, widely accepted medium of exchange. Then it is said that money acts as a measure of value, or we can say it acts as a common unit of account. Common unit of account or measure of value. Now what does this mean? See, when we measure weight of a commodity, we use units like kilograms, grams. When we measure length of a commodity, we use units like meter, centimeter. Likewise, when we measure the market value of a commodity, what is the value of that commodity in the market, then we use money. Money is the yardstick, money is the measuring rod. That means with the help of money, we can measure the value of our commodity. Next, money acts as a store of value. Money acts as a store of value. We generally store money, though we call it saving money, but we can say we are storing money. We do not store sacks and sacks of rice or wheat. We do not store sugar or oil, but we store money. You know why? Because money has that general purchasing power. Money has the power to buy all goods and services, and that is why money acts as a store of value. That means by storing money, we are storing the value of a commodity which we can buy later on. By storing money, we can store the value of a commodity which we will buy later on. For example, let me give an example in this case. Suppose a person, he was storing money, he was saving money, accumulating money for the last 4 years. Now in the last 4 years, he was saving and accumulating and storing money. And in this year, the 4th year, at the end of this year, he opened that saved amount and he found that there is rupees 6,50,000 he has accumulated by storing. Now he uses that saved amount and stored amount and he buys a car. Then see, when he is buying the car, he is using that money which he has stored. So when he was storing money, he was actually, we can say he was storing the value of this car which he is buying now. Then we can say money acts as a store of value. The last thing in the definition, it is said that money acts as a standard of deferred payments. In this, the word deferred, D-E-F-E-R-R-E-D, it means delayed, late. Deferred payments means delayed payments, late payments. Then here it is said that money acts as a standard of deferred payments or delayed payments. Why not? We often pay later. We often pay or make late payments, delayed payments. Like when a person takes a loan, then later he pays it off. Later on he pays it off. Sometimes rent of a house is paid later. Late payment, delayed payment. Fees are paid later. Salary is paid later. Interest is paid later. Delayed payments. So in all these we find there are numerous examples in which we find that money is paid later. Thus, I have explained every part of the definition of money. Okay. Now I come to functions of money. In this chapter, this functions of money is a very, very important topic. Functions of money. See, an economist, Professor Kinley, he had classified the functions of money into three categories. And the three categories are primary functions, secondary functions, and contingent functions. The third one is contingent, C-O-N-T-I-N-G-E-N-T, contingent functions. The third one is contingent functions. Anyway, let me start with primary, secondary, then contingent, it will come. It is easy to remember that primary functions, there are two primary functions. Secondary functions, there are three secondary functions. And contingent functions, there are four contingent functions. 2, 3, 4. Therefore, it's easy to remember how many are there. 2, 3, and 4. First, primary functions. There are two primary functions. Number one, money is used, is accepted as a medium of exchange. And number two, money acts as a measure of value. Now you see, both these, the first one and the second one, the two primary functions, I've already explained while explaining the definition. So the two primary functions are already elaborated or explained when I was explaining the definition. Money is accepted as a universal acceptance is there of money as a medium of exchange because it has the general purchasing power. And the second one, money is used as a common unit of account. Money is used as a measure of value. Now secondary function. Okay, fine. Before coming into secondary functions, why the first two functions are named as primary functions? See, primary, this word means main, M-A-I-N, main. Actually, the first two are the main, the most important functions of money. Next, we come to secondary functions of money. Secondary functions of money. This word secondary means which are not the main, but comes secondarily after the main, after the primary functions. So there are three secondary functions. Number one, money acts as a store of value. Number two, money acts as a standard of deferred payments. These two are already discussed while explaining the definition. There is yet another one. The third secondary function of money. The third secondary function of money is money acts as a transfer of value. Money is used as a transfer of value. Money acts as a transfer of value. Money helps us to transfer the value. Now how? It's very easy. The value of a commodity is transferred when the money is paid. Like when you go to buy a pen, suppose just a pen when you are buying, you are paying, you are giving rupees 10 to the shopkeeper. Now once you are paying rupees 10 to the shopkeeper, he gives you the pen. Thus, the market value in terms of money is given from by the buyer or the customer to the seller, and then only the commodity is being transferred, the object or the product is being transferred from the seller to the buyer. Now, the three secondary functions I have covered. I'll come to the contingent functions. Now, what is the meaning of this term contingent? Contingent means helping agent. Helping agent. Actually, money helps as an agent to different economic units or economic agents, we can say. Like money helps the producers, money helps the consumers. For these, there are four contingent functions. Number one, the first contingent function. Money helps for utility maximization. Money helps the consumers for utility maximization. Now see, every consumer, when we buy a commodity, and will use it, then our motto, our objective is we want to maximize the utility, we want to maximize the satisfaction. Now, in a chapter it is explained there that how or when the utility is maximized. When a consumer is buying something and using it or consuming it. When a consumer is buying something and using it, consuming it, utility maximization for one commodity case, utility maximization occurs when MU, marginal utility of the commodity, is equal to price of the commodity. And for more than one commodity, suppose for two commodities or more than two commodities, if we consider two commodity case, then consumer's equilibrium, utility maximization occurs when the ratio of marginal utilities of the two commodities is equal to the ratio of prices of the two commodities. Like if we consider two commodities like X and Y, X commodity, Y commodity. Suppose marginal utility from X is MUX, marginal utility from Y is MUY. Price of X commodity PX and price of Y commodity is PY. Then the consumer's equilibrium is attained, utility maximization is attained when MUX by PX is equal to MUY by PY, or in another way we can say MUX by MUY is equal to PX by PY. Now see, in this analysis, price plays a vital role, and price of every commodity is always expressed in terms of money. Thus, money helps the consumers for utility maximization. Now, point number two, that is second contingent function. The second contingent function is money helps the producers for profit maximization. Money helps the producers for profit maximization. Every producer, every businessman wants to maximize the profit. How does he earn the profit? Firstly, he has to produce the commodity, then he has to sell the commodity, then he will earn the profit by selling the commodity. Now, when he is going to employ different factors of production and make the commodity, produce the commodity, there something happens. When he is employing the factors of production, labors or capital or land, then a theory is there for employing the factors. That theory says, marginal productivity theory, that theory says that marginal productivity, the value of the marginal productivity of a factor should be equal to the remuneration paid to that factor. The marginal productivity, the value of the marginal productivity, that means the value of the marginal product of a particular factor of production, like labor, should be equal to the remuneration, the price paid to that labor. Now, in this also, the price paid to the labor, the remuneration paid to the labor or the factor of production is expressed in terms of money. So, while employing the factors, when the producer follows this kind of theory, here money matters. And again, when the producer sells the commodity in the market and he earns a profit by the sale proceeds, then that there also money plays a vital role, because the sale value, the sale proceeds or the profits come in terms of money only. So this is the second contingent function. Third one. The third contingent function of money. Money helps in the distribution of national income. Money helps in the distribution of national income. See, national income in a nutshell, in a very brief and simple way, we can say national income is the total income earning of all the people in the country, in the whole nation. Now, see, in the whole nation, we can categorize all the people who are earning into four categories: landowners, laborers, capital owners, and entrepreneurs. Landowners, capital owners, laborers or laborers, and entrepreneurs. And these factors are all the workers in the whole country who are earning. Now, the price paid to these, the income earning of these factors, if we sum up, if we make the total, that is national income. Then see, laborers are earning wages, landowners are earning rent, capital owners are earning interest, entrepreneurs are earning profits. And as a matter of fact, all these rent, wages, interest, profits are all in terms of money. Thus, the whole national income, the distribution of the national income into these, in this, money plays a vital role, and money helps in the distribution of national income. Now I come to the last function of money. The last function of money is money helps in the credit system. Money forms the basis of credit system. What is credit system? Very easy. Lending and borrowing, or in the transactions, in the exchanges or the transactions of the business, product is obtained and buying the commodity, I'll pay later. This is credit system. Now see, credit system is an integral part of business sector. In the businesses, in the business transactions, always, it is not obvious that always cash transactions take place. Very often, very often, credit transactions take place. And in those credit transactions, what will be paid later? Money will be paid later. So here also money forms the basis of credit system. Money forms the basis of credit system. And that is why we say that here money helps the business community in that credit system. Right? So these are four contingent functions, and by this I end all the functions of money. That's a very, very important topic in this chapter, money. In this chapter, the definition is important, the functions of money very important, and apart from these you have supply of money and the measures of money supply in India. Those two topics are also there. Fine, this is for today. Thank you.